water. I'm a Pisces baby, like water.
So you ready?
And this is why I have the luck I've had.
So you submissive to the man that you with?
I am submissive to the man that I am with, correct.
And you want to win every time.
It is almost like a role. You have to know what it is you want and how to play the game. It's all a game in the end of the day.
Damn, it's a game?
Unfortunately, life is a fucking game.
I agree with you, but I just feel like sometimes a man know what he want from the jump. No cap. A man proposed to me before. Y'all probably never knew that before. I met him, literally. I got proposed to, but like it wasn't some shit.
Why are we sitting here talking about proposals? I thought this conversation was supposed to be about marriage. Like, where are the marriages? Who are the married people on this panel? Do we even know?
I gave the nigga head, and the next day he was like, he kept saying it. I swear, I gave the nigga head, and he
It was the head.
Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. Today we are back with 8 at the table. What makes a man want to get married? Interesting topic, right? Let's go ahead and get it started.
A lot of times when we get married, like we all talked about, people's mind just starts to shift for some reason.
That's right.
If you're not playing the role, the wife role, you're not gonna get proposed to. You're never gonna become a wife.
No, I don't care. She don't have a choice to be a certain way with you when you're a man.
To get a man to want to marry you, you have to have value.
But yeah, so I mean, that's what I think. Like, you know, if a woman is working too much, it possibly can hurt her chances in the dating field, you know? Mm-hmm. But what do y'all think? Let me ask y'all this question.
Okay. What's up?
Has or can a woman make a man or you marry her?
I don't know about me, but I know a girl that had a couple dudes propose to her. You know what I'm saying? And she said she know how to make him marry her. You know what I'm saying? Naisha. Word up. That's what she told me.
Oh, so Naish, okay.
Okay, Naish.
I see what you did there, so you brought back up.
You brought back up with you today, huh? Naish, what's up, Naish?
I'm from Queens, that's how we do.
But listen, I'm not about to let you just do that, that's all. Like, listen, you brought out Naish. I want Amanda. All right, we're gonna bring out Amanda out here.
Okay, man.
Go for it.
Y'all got a tag team battle going on right now?
What up?
You got the tea?
What's up, Amanda?
Mandy, you got the tea?
Yes, I got all the tea. I know how to get wiped up. So.
Oh, I know that's right.
Okay. Well, I ain't about to go out dolo, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, clearly this is just theatrical. Let's
Her?
I mean, like, I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe, like, a woman could make a man marry. Like, I think that's crazy because I just feel like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. You got what I'm saying? I feel like if a man want to marry you, a man
Jesus, she's got some
you
claws.
could trick a man into marrying you by trying to be a good woman or by trying to, like, you know, change your whole lifestyle, lower your standard. But eventually, you're going to catch up to you when you get married because it's kind of like, you're not the person that I thought you were. Like, if you want to marry me, like, I know I'm crazy. You're gonna have to love a crazy ass woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't love a crazy ass woman, then I'm not for you. Cause I know, like, eventually in 6 months I'm gonna be itching like I need crack. Cause the crazy about to come out. I don't want to trick nobody that I want to get a divorce. If I get married, it's gonna be some real shit because it's kind of like you're gonna know I'm crazy. You're gonna know whatever I like to do. I'm not gonna be like I like to cook and to clean all the time. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try and be this good woman for you, and eventually you're gonna be like, wait, that's not the woman.
Translation: he's going to marry me for me, and I don't need to self-improve. Right. I mean, I kind of get what she's saying. She don't want to change, but nah. Everybody's got to self-improve. Everybody. There's no exception. Because you should want to be the best version of yourself for your partner. When you get people that have the attitude that he just got to take me for me because I'm not changing. Well, who is it that you ultimately, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to get into that. Let's not go down that road.
Woman, I thought you were, and I'm gonna be like, it's almost like you tricking somebody.
So you never could change though? But can I ask a question?
What's that?
Wait,
Okay.
you see why I brought her real quick? Cause she hitting with the punches.
Okay, but we got something for that ass.
Hold on, because tricking people, like Denny said, that's true. But it could also be like, as a woman, I'm tricking the man and the man is what's gonna be the fuck up in the long run.
Okay.
In the long run, that
I want them to go back to what I think his name is Esso said. You can't change, because that really starts to break down the other girl's whole argument about he's got to take me for me. We probably ain't gonna get to it because that's a okay.
that man was never ready to be married.
Okay.
He was never ready to marry you, and you tricked him into marrying you. And now in the long run, you're gonna have issues with that man.
So you're
because he was never ready. When a man is ready, you're gonna know they're ready, and they're gonna be ready to propose to you without even tricking anybody.
So you said-
Ain't nobody gotta be tricked.
So that's-
They're gonna be ready, there on your feet.
So basically, if
But-
a man wants to get married, he's going to get married.
Exactly.
That's
Simple
what I
as
just
that.
said.
Didn't they say at the beginning of this video that she has gotten guys to marry her? What's going on here? I'm just confused because this is not making. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm just losing it over here because I could have swore at the beginning that they were bringing her out because she was the woman who said, "Oh yeah, I can get these guys. I can get a guy to marry me, no problem." Because incidentally, I don't see a ring on her finger though, so I don't. Moving on, because yeah.
So a woman,
Hold on.
There's
y'all
no
was saying a
tricking,
woman
but
can't do it?
What Danny was saying was there are women, and I feel like all women have this trait. I just feel like it takes the right man to bring it out of us. You know, we all are natural nurturers. That's just my personal opinion. I think all women are natural nurturers. That's why we have babies. You know, that's why we're like the home of the family. Like, you know, we take care of our home. So if we come across a man that's making us feel like this naturally, we're gonna do it naturally. We're gonna provide. We're gonna give them everything that they need in a woman, and naturally they're gonna want to keep this. They're gonna be like, oh no, I'm not letting this go. Like I need this forever. I need this, and I'm gonna propose to this, and this is gonna be my wife.
So
And that's a sense of like, it's not like tricking, but
All right, so look,
it happens
wait,
naturally.
hold on,
That's
hold on.
why.
Twice.
Hold on,
That's
wait,
why.
hold on, wait.
Yes, exactly. I've been
So
proposed
what did you do
twice.
to make him propose to you?
I think I was in a sense of like, it was my first daughter's father, and I was in love, and I was like so submissive and so caring and so nurturing to the home itself.
See, this is what she's making an argument for. One of the things that I like to talk about is the fact that we're pushing marriage off too far, because she already talked about it's the father of her child. Why? Imagine if they'd have got married, then clearly she's not married now, so I don't know if they got divorced or what. But imagine a world where we're actually raising our children, our sons and daughters, to be mentally mature and to have actual relationship skills, so that when they reach their early to mid 20s, they are ready for marriage. And we have a vetting process that's going to help them select the right partner. Imagine what would happen with that. Because all of a sudden, this issue of, single moms in our community, it gets reduced significantly. Because statistically, most women who become single moms, they do it in their late teens, early 20s. But imagine if these women were ready for marriage and they said, oh, okay, well, we're having the children in the confines of a marriage. Need to do a better job raising our kids. But yeah, let's keep going.
As a mother and as a woman, as like a wife role, and like he wanted that forever, and that made him propose to me. And then the second person that proposed to me, that was more like, in my personal opinion, like an obsession. Like they were so like obsessed with me, like the sex, the person, my body, my face, that like they wanted that forever. And that
What happened to the first relationship? Because she didn't say they got married. She just said he proposed. We're just going to leave that out and just walk right by that.
Was a person you were in a long-term relationship with?
I was in a long-term, exactly. My first daughter's father was with him for like, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years before he like proposed to me. And the second guy that proposed to me, I was with him for 2 years.
But Naisha, by watching you, you seem like that's who you are as a person. You like taking care of what's yours. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's good. So you're not tricking nobody. So he just want to marry you. You get what I'm saying? He's not like cooking because you don't like to cook. You get what I'm saying?
No, I love to cook.
That's
if
what I'm
you
saying.
see my story, I always post it.
He wanted to marry you. You wasn't tricking him. A man gonna do what a man want to do. If he wants to marry me, he's gonna marry me. You know, if I'm not his speed, I'm not his speed. I met the man.
He might not know.
But
If you guys are being
I was about to say, hold up. Before y'all go, I gotta let Amanda go. Y'all not just about to, y'all ain't gonna do that to my guest. Y'all not about to do that to my guest. Mandy, take this thing home, baby girl.
Okay, like I just want to put it like this, like plain and simple. I'm gonna say yes. A woman can make a man marry her. So honestly, I don't think it has any.
Let's just use some little bit of logic here. If we know that most women want to get married, see where I'm going with this? Amazing. Oh, let's get back in it. There we go.
Anything to do with trick, I'm gonna just take that word out of it completely. I feel like this can go two ways. A woman is gonna do whatever she has to do in her relationship, be consistent, be loving, be everything that she was to make this man fall in love with her, and just continue to be and do these things. Naturally, a man is going to want to wife that. And if it comes to a time where, you know, it doesn't look like that's where it's going, he's getting an ultimatum, because I'm not going to, honestly, I feel like no woman is going to be okay with being in a long-term relationship for years and years, and it doesn't seem like we're getting into a marriage, like marriage isn't coming.
That's very true.
So it's like, I feel like the conversation of marriage is going to come up, and it's like, it's either we're going towards something, or I gotta go and start, you know, trying to move on and get my happy ending with someone else.
That makes sense.
And that's where it gets tricky though, because you're forcing a man almost there in a sense to be ready to be married.
It doesn't really force you to.
May I just jump in real quick?
ahead.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to be a man talking about a man.
That's
Because
right.
all
Go ahead.
these women is talking about what us men would normally think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but as a man, I go to the women to see what they think about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't talk to Rico, say, yo, Rico, what do you think she thinks of? I would come to Naisha
That's right.
and say, Naisha, this is what's going on with me and Amanda. What do you think I should do, or where do you think that her mind could be? So with the man thing,
So in translation, I'm going to use another woman to help vet the woman that I'm interested in. Kind of makes sense, except that, remember, men and women can't be platonic friends. Because what do you do if Naisha is the one who is actually feeling you and wants to marry you? You think she's going to give you good advice? Works the other way with men too. I mean, you know, you go into your guy friends about relationship advice about what you think about this guy. Oh no, the guy you getting advice from, you trying to let the rooster. I mean, the wolf in the hen house. I mean, he want to sleep with you. So what kind of advice are you expecting him to give? Yeah, that's why again, I give him props because it's better than nothing. But again, we don't use the tools that we have available when it comes to the vetting process. That's why it's broken, right? Why isn't he going to his mom to ask those questions? Or, you know, maybe a better example is why is he not going to the matriarch of his family? Because that person is going to have a lot more experience. They've got a lifetime worth of experience of dealing with women. Not only that, but they've got a life. The matriarchs are often in charge of which traditions are upheld within the family. So she's going to, whoever that matriarch is going to look at this woman and says, you know what, is this a good fit for our family? Is she a good fit for you? Again, you know, when you use the matriarch and the patriarchs of the family like that, they don't care about the external features of that person. Grandma or your mom is not going to care, you know, how fine she is, how good her sex game is. No, they're more concerned with the relationship skills that this person is bringing. Are they going to be, is she going to be an asset to you? And the same thing with the men. The men are going to be concerned with, okay, does this man have character, or is he just trying to hit it and quit it? Is he just trying to run up your body count for a good time? can he actually lead? Does he possess any leadership skills? I don't care how tall he is. I don't care what kind of car he drives. What kind of leadership skills does he have? So forth. Let's keep going.
You kind of can, or in my opinion, you kind of can force him to marry you if he cares about you and you give him, a reason to do it and an outlook to see what's going on, because we're not always thinking about that. We could be just thinking about money and taking care of you and just keeping us in the space, because a lot of times when we get married, like we all talked about, people's mind just starts to shift for some reason.
That's right.
And us as being men, that's what we're scared of. I could be with Amanda for 3-4 years
10.
and everything, 10 years, 8 years, and we do all this straight shit, dope shit, and you love me, and we have fun, but as soon as I say, yo, let's get married, her mind starts to change for some reason. And that's what we're afraid of, period, that you're gonna change as soon as I cross that bridge with you.
Men too, man.
Again, this is why the vetting process is so important. There's no way you should spend that many years with a woman, because if you're looking for a wife, there's no way you should spend that many years with a woman vetting her. That's why you need to bring in the matriarch of your family so you can get some help. And because what's one of the other benefits is that matriarch, your grandma or your mom, is going to be able to cut through the BS and also save you a lot of time. Because where you might spend 4-5 years trying to vet this woman because, y'all having sex and it's clouding your brain because it's so good and all this other stuff, right? And your guys, all your guy friends like her too. And again, the matriarchs of the family, they don't care nothing about that. So they're gonna get to the, especially if, I may need to do a video about what what happens during the vetting process, because what I see online is people talk about it, but the way they talk about it is like it's supposed to happen in just the first meeting, and that's not the case. It's a process. It should take a couple months, right? But let's keep going.
And two,
It's just like if we were in Hollywood right now. If you're auditioning for a part and you're not hitting what you need to hit, you're not gonna get that part. Simple as that. If you're not playing the role, the wife role, you're not gonna get proposed to. You're never gonna become a wife.
Really?
I feel like I honestly have this skill. I've always had this skill. Thank God I'm blessed with this skill that I'm able to fit into my environment very well. Whatever environment I am in, whatever type of man I'm dealing with, because I dealt with all different types, I fit into easily. And
we gotta stop this, because what she just defined is really a chameleon. Think about what she just said. I can fit into any environment. Okay. I've yet to hear her say that she's married. Now, I think we gotta see. This is where you start getting those delusional conversations. Here's the real issue here, right? Because what she's talking about is like the Uber the Uber piece that fits in I can make anything work. No, you can't. Relationships don't work like that, right? The reason why is because men look for different things when it comes to a spouse. And you're not going to be able to get all these things, because if that was the case, you wouldn't be single now. You would have been married. Like high vet. This is what we start to have that conversation about Kevin Samuels when he talked about the high value women. They tend to get married younger, right? Most of them they're like, by the time they get close, they don't make it close to 30 and still ain't got married yet. They get snatched up real quick. So when the point is that the guy, and some game for the ladies, the guy that you see as husband material out of those 6 categories: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless, right? Depending on what level he is, right, where he ranks among other men, what are his 3 to 4, maybe 5 or 6 categories that he prioritizes? And the stuff that he prioritizes are the categories that you are excelling at. Because then what I because then it starts working out like they talked about before, how okay, well, this guy, I'm naturally feminine, I'm naturally nurturing, and all this other stuff, right? And I get it, it's conditional, but I'm starting to think you conditionally feminine. I'm starting to think that most women are conditionally feminine, and I don't think I question whether there's actually something wrong with that. Because the argument is, we hold it, the whole fresh and fit argument. Well, why can't he just find a guy who's a woman who's naturally feminine? You high value men, go ahead and do that. But we're not talking about high value men over here. In this camera, we talk about average people, average women and average men. That's why I said that depending on what your strengths are in those 6 categories, that would tell you if that's a good giveaway of who you should be feminine around or who you should be nurturing around. So I think the women who talk like this lady, I think you're lying to yourself, because where are the results? I'm not trying to shame this young lady because she don't have a wedding ring, but if you're going to use yourself as the example to prove your theories right, okay, well, where is the results that we can verify what you're saying? Or is it just all talk? Is it just, I'm making it look good, it sounds good, so I'm going to say it so people can hear me? I don't know. At some point, we got to start taking these conversations offline and start applying it to real life. Because at this point, it's just theory. It sounds good, but again, where are the results? I don't know.
Not flow with them, like water.
Like water.
Like water. I'm a Pisces baby, like water.
So you rather swim.
And this is why I have
So you submissive.
the luck I've had.
So you submissive to the man that you with.
I am submissive to the man that I am with. Correct.
And you want to win every time.
It is almost like a role. You have to know what it is you want and how to play the game. It's all a game in the end of the day.
Let me say one
Damn,
thing,
it's a
Nisha.
game?
Unfortunately,
I agree
life
with you,
is a fucking
Nisha,
game.
I agree with you, but I just feel like sometimes a man know what he want from the jump. No cap. A man proposed to me before. Y'all probably never knew that before. I met him. Literally. I got proposed to, but like it wasn't some shit.
Why are we sitting here talking about proposals? I thought this conversation was supposed to be about marriage. Like, where are the marriages? Who are the married people on this panel? Do we even know?
I gave the nigga head, and the next day he was like, he kept saying it. Like, I swear, I gave the nigga head, and he wanted to marry me.
It was the head.
I promise you, to
Keep
this
her-
day,
Keep her ass on that side of the couch, bro.
like literally.
Okay, we got to address this because this happens a lot, right? But because a lot of women will say stuff like this about, I've been proposed to 3 times. What are the chances that the relationship is so unbalanced that the only way the guy sees recourse is to throw out the ultimate trump card and say, will you marry me? Translation, you're dealing with a guy who's beneath you. And he's trying to level the playing field by proposing to you right off the rip. He doesn't want it because he's doing that. I'm just guessing here. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that he's doing that because we know that most women want marriage. And he feels like, she is too good to be true. I got to go ahead and I got to propose to her now, because if I don't, I'm not valuable enough to other women for her to stay with me. To me, that screams insecurity, because you have how have you vetted this woman? Especially to have that happen after a sexual act, it makes her look like, you know what, never mind. I don't want to talk about it. I think I might not make it to the end of this video, because this is.
He was like, yo, you mad cool. We sexually compatible. Like, you very like. It was like this. So to me, I'm thinking it's like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of time for me, dudes get obsessed with me, and I don't cook. I don't really clean, honestly. But my body's big.
Cardi.
You know, but my vibe is very like, I'm a very cool person. Like, you know, I can make you laugh 24/7. You know what I'm saying? That's my.
I thought you just said you was crazy. You crazy and cool.
I am crazy.
Crazy cool.
Crazy cool.
That's the best combination.
That's the best combination for you. For y'all.
But I feel like I'm an emotional person. That's where my crazy comes from. But like, I think I make it up with other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel me?
You know what?
In the head.
But like, you know what? At the same time too, right? I'm about to do a little reverse over here, right?
Go ahead.
I'm about to do a little reverse because I feel like a man could make a woman become a wife.
1,000%.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
1,000%.
And when we make you become a wife, if you think that's, you know, like you tricking me to making me want to marry you, really, I'm making you worthy for me to marry you. You get what I'm saying?
What?
'Cause not every woman is a wife. So sometimes a girl comes in and she wants to do whatever she wants to do and not play her role, right? But when she sees how, you know, how I'm coming or how another
got
man
to
is
play
coming,
that role.
she plays that role.
I was about to say.
And when she plays that role, she stays in that role. And now I want to marry her.
But that's it.
Okay. He literally just you just said what I already talked about. I'm not gonna go any further with this video because a lot of this stuff is kind of out here. Like I said, if we're gonna have a conversation about marriage, okay, who's married in this panel? I don't know. So it's like, is it just a bunch of single people talking about marriage? I mean, so far all we heard is, well, I've been proposed to before. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, because this young lady here was talking about she didn't gave the guy fellatio and he didn't propose to her. Where's that dude at now? Clearly she's not with him because she ain't wearing no wedding ring. She ain't got no engagement ring on. So what was the point? What was the point of that story? This makes me, so I'm really starting to see. This is why we need more married people making content, because I think this conversation would go completely different if there were more married people on this panel. Instead, we got, you know, single people talking about times that they got proposals. That doesn't mean anything. Guy gave you a ring, so what? When's the wedding? It didn't happen. Oh, okay. Look, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna end this one here. We need to end on a positive note because I don't just want it to be like a downer. I guess. Well, no, we did cover some stuff here because we covered some of the. We did talk about the vetting process. It is broken, and we talked about solutions in the short term. You know, using the tools that you already have available to you. Yes, the system is the vetting system does need to get fixed for more long-term solutions, but we're never going to get there to flesh those out if we don't stop the bleeding. You know, we also have, I think that the concept of marriage, I know the concept of marriage is broken, and I think we've seen that on display here because we're supposed to be talking about marriage, yet it seems like the extent of this panel's knowledge is just proposals. That's a problem because none of them went through with the proposal. I don't know. I think her name is Amanda. She's the only woman that that hadn't said anything yet, at least about herself. And I'm not about to play that. So, because I think we're going to hear more of the same. So, but it's definitely a high level conversation, at least on this side of the camera, right? Why? Because the gender war is dumb. And at the end of the day, we still need each other. Women need men need women. So it doesn't make sense for us to keep bickering back and forth and trying to tear each other down. But guys, I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace.